two teams here. The New York Giants. They had like 100 quarterbacks at some point. Russell Wilson is their starter, but they have Jackson Dart and Jameis Winston waiting in the wings. Who do you have, or what do you have, I should say, for the over-under for the Giants?
Yeah, my over under is 5 wins. Just because, like you said, a lot of rotating quarterbacks is what I think is going to happen. Russell Wilson is entrenched as a starter for now, but I think you got to take a look at Jackson Dart once you kind of start struggling. I do think their defense is going to be pretty solid. I think the offense might struggle a little bit with Russell Wilson at the helm, but if they make that change to Jameis Winston and then maybe bring Dart along even slower. I think Winston gives them more offensive firepower. Obviously, he's a turnover machine, but if you got that kind of defense that they're building out there, this is a good chance. It's a good season to kind of test that out, right? Is my defense that good? Do I need to go add more pieces? Let Jameis Winston take the helm. I don't know why they opted for Russell Wilson, but with Russell Wilson there, I think 5-win team. And then at some point, Jackson Dart gets in there.
Yeah, I think Jameis Winston is become a meme more than a quarterback, and I think that's why like the Giants are like, we can't have this guy as our starter. We are a serious. I was surprised that he signed there in the first place. I was like, this is not. The Giants are not. They feel like they're like the stuffiest team in the NFL, like the most pretentious. Like I was very surprised he signed there in the first place. So I do think at some point it's going to be Jackson Dart's team. We've seen Russell Wilson the past couple years. He just does not have the juice anymore, which is fine. That's just who he is at this point. But I think he is a good quarterback for Jackson Dart to learn from because he does have that similar kind of scrambling gunslinger style where he is working the deep ball. So all that to say, I did go under on this team. I think they're going to be like in that 3-4 win range. I'm really conflicted on this team because I look on their defense and I'm like, this defense has the potential to be one of the best in the NFL. Their defensive line is crazy. They draft Abdul Carter, who people are like comparing to Lawrence Taylor. They have, I'm forgetting the incredible Dexter Lawrence, the incredible like deep, like dominant defensive tackle. They just have so much talent on defense, but on offense, it's like, all right, Malik Nabers is out there. Quarterback situation's iffy. Is Cam Scatabo, is he like Brandon Jacobs or is he Ron Dane? I like Tyrone Tracy. So I'm like, I'm really conflicted on this team, but I think I just, based on like the way the division's going to work out and the other records, I was like, I got to go under on this team. So I think they're going to be competing with New Orleans for like that bottom three or top three pick, I should say. So a lot. I'm really intrigued by this team to say that. I'll be following them very closely. On the fantasy side of things, who you got?
Yeah, before we jump there, Chad GPT had him at 7 wins. So Chad GPT
There you
was kind
go.
of
So
higher on him.
ChatGPT is probably on the higher side. They're like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, they do have a potentially
maybe.
dominant defense.
We'll see. We'll see. Sleeper. I think it's Tyrone Tracy, man. I like him, and I think if Russell Wilson's the quarterback, you're gonna have to rely on the run game a little bit more than the pass game. So I mean, you've seen that's a formula to kind of win. Run the ball as many times as you can, and rely on your really good defense if you can, right? And I mean, hey, Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl that way, bro. So you know,
In 2001.
in
In
2001, a while back,
2001, a
but
long
he
time
won
ago.
a. I mean, he's not a, like I think Russell Wilson now is probably at the caliber of Trent Dilfer back then. Like that's how far Russell Wilson has fallen, and he's my bust. Like, don't draft Russell Wilson. Period. Like, if avoid him. He's not gonna be fantasy relevant. Just don't even draft him. Even in a super flex, I wouldn't draft him.
I would in a super flex just because Malik Nabers is out there and he's gonna get 200 targets. So just throw it out there. And they have a Theo Johnson tight end. I mean, he's a kid from Penn State, he's a big body. I don't know. Just throwing some names out there. My sleeper is the Giants defense. I don't think I would trust them over the course of a season because the offense might struggle and they might end up on the bad end of some blowouts just because of turnovers at quarterback. But I think in the right week, like late in the season, it's going to be messy. And their defensive line has the potential to completely take over the game against the right or wrong team. My bust is any of those secondary wide receivers, Slayton, Wandale Robinson. Just like I don't think there's enough quarterback consistency. There's just too much of like a carousel there. I think by the end of the season, I think all three of those quarterbacks will be starting games, and it's just going to be too messy for those guys to make a difference.